Let's make the ultimate tailgate chicken wing spread. You guys know we're known as the kings of tailgating. I'm the official pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys. I've done a lot of stuff with a lot of different teams this year. I cook for the skill players for the Denver Broncos, including my man Cortland Sutton from SMU. Speaking of SMU, one of my best friends in the world, Mr. Rick Hart, is the athletic director at SMU. They just entered the ACC. He's had me do some stuff with the team there. So we love football. My love of outdoor cooking was born in the parking lot at the old Texas Stadium, where the Cowboys used to play, and it's what I'm all about, so it doesn't get any better than this. Today's really about kind of a technique and a big tip for you guys. We have a chicken wing playlist that has wings a gajillion different ways, and when you go to cook a chicken wing, you gotta be realistic about what your goals are. Say if you smoke wings, the skin is not gonna be real crispy, and that's okay, but they're really smoked. If you want the crispiest wing, then you need to do different things to try to get that crispy skin. So we're gonna kind of meet in the middle and do something that's really about a bunch of different flavors to appease a crowd. And so let's just jump right into that. The first thing we need to do is we need to get a bunch of chicken wings. We've got about 7 pounds here, and we need to season them up. And we're gonna go with one of our all-purpose seasonings, our new Hickory All-Purpose Barbecue. This is an all-purpose seasoning with a little bit of hickory flavor. It's actually really, really, really delicious. And this product, by the way, is an exclusive Ace Hardware product. You can also get it at meatchurch.com as well as my barbecue supply shop. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna have some dry wings and we're gonna have some sauced wings. So pretend you're like going to Wingstop or Buffalo Wild Wings and you see all the various choices. You start with this and then we'll go a couple different directions with them in a little bit. These chicken wings, we left on a rack, on a pan, in a refrigerator overnight to dry the skin out. So that's step number one. If you want to try to get a little crispier skin, dry the skin out. So these were in a fridge overnight, like I said. Another tip you can do, we did not do this today, you can put a little cornstarch in your seasoning. Obviously, I just directly seasoned these. That's something else you can do. And then one of the last things that you're gonna do is your cook method. You can go really high temperature, not necessarily to get it crispy, but it will keep it from being rubbery. The crispiest wings come when you fry. We're not frying today. I do have a recipe that is one of my favorite chicken wing recipes where we double fry wings. I will put a card up for that. You guys check that out. A double fried method. That is the crispiest wing if that's your goal. So like I said, got to figure out what your end goal is and be realistic about those expectations. So I'm gonna let this seasoning in here. I'm gonna give it 15 minutes and then we're gonna jump in to cooking. Let's talk about cooking. Today, we're going 400 degrees on a Traeger Timberline with Meat Church pellets. That's a mix of oak and hickory. You can cook on whatever you got and use whatever flavors of wood you want. I always say that wood is your first ingredient in a cook. When I'm trying to get a wing that's not rubbery, I'm gonna go high temperature. So why 400? The higher you go, the less chance of the skin being rubbery. You can go higher if you want. You can even go 450. But at these high temperatures, make sure your grill is clean. You don't want some sort of flare up or fire or something like that. This is gonna be very simple. The good thing about going 400 or more is they cook real quick. I've put the wings on a couple racks so I can open up the grill and just go in it 2 times, shut it and be done and not lose a lot of heat and have to recover that. It's been 25 minutes. Whew, you can see we're getting some great color already. These wings, I've been temping them there in the 165 or so already, technically done. But I like to take chicken wings further, so I'm gonna flip them so you can see some of this nice kind of char on here. And we're gonna keep going to more like, I don't know, mid 180s or so. Chicken wings, you can take them a lot higher, get them a little more crispy, get a little more flavor, and they can take it. You're not gonna dry them out. Plus, we're gonna toss them in sauce. It's been about 15 more minutes, so let's get the wings out. I'm wearing insulated gloves here. I'm not Superman. All right, you can see these are beautiful, beautiful. So I'm gonna temp these in the high 190s, 195, 189. So kind of, you know, I always go usually, like I said, 185 in the 190s. And you can see some I had in the corner. I actually love the look of that. I always say fine line between char and burn. That's gonna be delicious. So here's what we're gonna do here. Here's my tip. So we've seasoned these all the same way. I'm gonna pull some of them off the board to hang on to for a dry rub wing. So like my youngest son, who will be at most tailgate, he likes his wings dry. So that's what these are gonna be. And then got a couple bowls here. And I'm gonna split the rest up and we're gonna toss in a couple different sauces. So I'm a big fan of cooking one way and then tossing in various flavors and sauces and making kind of like a little wing bar so that you can satisfy kind of just a bunch of different crowds and flavor profiles, so to speak. Give people options. And then I've even got various options on how we're gonna do that, which I'll talk about in just a second. So let me get these in a bowl. All right, so here's what we're gonna do here. You might be a homemade guy that's trying to be super chefy in this case, or you might be a store-bought guy in this case. This is my homemade Alabama white sauce, recipe below, meatchurch.com, if you want to make something yourself. I love a white sauce. It's a mayonnaise, cider vinegar-based sauce developed by Big Bob Gibson's in Decatur, Alabama. Got my apron on so I can toss. And then I've got a little bit of buffalo sauce for the football purist. So Frank's and a little bit of butter. But look, when you do a bunch of wings, you can just take whatever you buy at the store if you want to make things super easy. Lemon pepper, you know, garlic and herb type things, barbecue sauce, whatever you want. So now I have 3 distinct flavors. Also, great tip, if you want to make some really hot. You know, if you're feeding a big crowd, our tailgates are big. Not everybody likes hot. Some people love really hot. So give options. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't like to eat wings really wet. Give you an example. When I go to Wingstop and I order a flavor, I don't want them that wet. If you want them that wet, you're done. Eat them just like this. I'm gonna throw them back in the Traeger for just a couple minutes just to let them tack up, no big deal. And then it will be time to test these out and see how they turned out. Now let's put the white sauce wings on the rack and same thing. All right, it's been 5 quick minutes. Yeah, they look good, and you can see not nearly as wet as they were. All right, well, I'm gonna get these out on the board, and then we're gonna do a little taste test. All right, let's try these out. I was asked, as these were cooling, what my favorite would be, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know. Let's start out with dry, and then we'll go to the sauced. And as always, I'm a flapper guy. Drums are for kids. Flappers are for the professionals. That's really good. So as far as dry rub wings go, that's definitely a winner. I also love our Holy Voodoo and our Honey Hog Hot on chicken wings. That's what I would consider a classic barbecue dry rub wing. That's a very safe play, I would say that. Very delicious and very safe. Everyone would eat that. Okay, let's jump into the buffalo. That is super good. That's gonna make the menu at every tailgate for sure. That's just a very classic thing to eat while watching football. All right, let's get over here to the Alabama white sauce wings. Ooh, this one's gonna be warm. This one might be a little painful. Roll Tide to that. That's just so different. You know, half of my family's from Alabama, so I like white sauce. It's probably, you know, it's unique to a lot of people. Don't feel like you're gonna get some big mayonnaise flavor from that if you've gotten a version of that. That's really, really good. So, and near and dear to my Alabama heart. I would say this is my favorite. This feels like classic tailgate food. If you're at a tailgate watching your favorite team, if you are at home watching football, I would say this is my number one, in my opinion, on what you got to have. And so, you know, we've got blue cheese and celery and carrots and all the accompaniments that go with it. But point of this being, if you had a bunch of options, you'd make a bunch of people happy. And I would definitely add like a hot, because you know you got some dudes coming over that really want to tear their guts up and brag that they can handle whatever. So I would add like a hot to this pile as well. Anyway, as you can tell, the flies know what's up here in the Meat Church outdoor kitchen. But hey, that's life cooking outside. It's a whole lot more fun than cooking inside. Appreciate you guys watching this. Going in the tailgate playlist. It's going in the wing playlist. Both of those have tons of videos, so check them all out for sure. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next week.